Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime, and it is time to talk about the update that is coming to Brawl Stars very soon, guys. We've got some really awesome changes coming, and Supercell is letting me give you guys an early look. Now at the end of the video, I'm going to be doing balance changes, so make sure you guys stick around until then because there are a lot of changes, and you're definitely not going to want to miss out. Now before we start, I did want to let you guys know that I am streaming over on Twitch Brawl Stars, guys, 3 days a week, and that includes playing with viewers and pushing on the ladder. Every now and then I do giveaways, so you probably don't want to miss that. Make sure you guys click on the link in the description below so you do not miss any streams over on Twitch. For starters, guys, we've got 8-Bit being released into the game. He is a trophy road brawler that you can unlock after 6,000 trophies, and he will be replacing the Mega Box currently at 6,000 trophies. So make sure you unlock that Mega Box before the update or you will miss out on it. Now I already covered everything that you need to know about 8-Bit and his mechanics in my 8-Bit Olympics video, so make sure you guys go check that out because there is a ton of great information on him over on that video. I'm really excited for you guys to play him and let me know what you guys think about him. I'm also really excited to play 10 8-Bit Showdown when he's very first released and I max him out on day one. Of course, you guys are gonna need to subscribe for that as well. Now, what's really cool is that 8-Bit is also getting a new skin that's only going to cost him 30 gems. This is fantastic because I know a lot of people have kind of given up hope that Supercell would add inexpensive skins into the game. There hasn't been a single 30 gem skin being added into the game since it was first released. And so, yeah, guys, Supercell, they're awesome. Now, Shark Leon is going to cost 80 gems, which is also not too bad. I'm not able to show these new skins in action to you right now, but I'm really excited for you guys to see them. I can't guarantee this, but there's probably a good chance that I'll be able to give them away to some viewers for free, live streaming on Twitch. And if you don't have Leon, that's a free legendary. Now, we also have some star point skins, and both of them will be 500 star points, which is pretty cheap. First up is Iris Terra, which will give her a blue and gold appearance. Just like the other star skins we've seen in the past, there weren't any real changes to any animations or anything like that. It's mostly just a recolor, but there are some cool additional gold decorations that give this skin a very nice look. I also think that it's really impressive that it's only 500 star points, which you can get by pushing 5 brawlers to 140 trophies, which, if you haven't done that yet, I would honestly be very impressed that you found my channel. Then, of course, we have Piper's newest skin, but first I wanted to show you guys her new remodel. Now, the first thing that you'll notice is how different her face is. It is a lot less rounded out, and overall, she looks a lot younger. Almost like she's gone 10 years back into the past. I'm thinking like late teens, maybe early 20s. She also has a little blue butterfly button in her hair, and now her bow on her back is actually replaced by another pink butterfly as well. You can also see the animations in the game look a lot better as well, guys. If I'm being honest, when I first saw this remodel, I was like, you know, it doesn't feel like my Piper, you know, but the more I've looked at it and the more I've played with it, the more I've actually really come to love the artwork. I do wish that her profile icon looked a bit more like the character with like blonde eyebrows instead of like those black ones, and that her nose looked a little less pointed, but I'm probably just being a little picky. I think that the artist did a really fantastic job, especially for a brawler that is like so close to so many people's hearts. Now, for the pink Piper skin, also only 500 star points, the color scheme swaps with a pink dress instead of a blue one, and then a blue ribbon around her waist instead of a pink one. Additionally, her umbrella becomes a little bit lighter as well. Personally, I like this skin a lot. It reminds me a lot of Princess Peach from Super Smash Bros., which is what I was hoping for, but also still remains very well themed in the Brawl Stars theme, and I really love it. I'm going to be playing this skin for a long time, until of course we get more Piper skins. Now let's talk about the new ranks that are being added into the game. Now, the highest rank is no longer going to be 20 at 500 trophies. Supercell is adding 15 more ranks, meaning that the highest rank in the game will be rank 35 at 1,250 trophies. Now I know that sounds like a lot, and it will be, but we'll talk about the rework on the ladder system above 500 trophies to kind of help, I don't know, ease your fears maybe a little bit, or make it worth it at least. Now, for now, we'll just say that reaching rank 35 will be possible, but only to those that are really dedicated to the game. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal is because you will now earn bonus star points whenever you push your brawlers to a certain trophy mark. You'll get 400 star points at rank 25 by pushing to 750 trophies. You'll get 500 star points at rank 30 by pushing to 1000 trophies. And you'll get 600 star points at rank 35 by pushing to 1250 trophies. On top of the star points, guys, you'll also earn the 10 bonus tokens for reaching each new rank for every brawler. And the cool thing is that if you've already taken the time to push a lot of your brawlers, guys, Supercell is going to be giving these rewards retroactively as well. So once the update is live, the game will give you the correct rewards based off of your record high for each individual brawler. This is going to make it a lot easier for you guys to earn bonus star points for pushing each individual brawler, as well as give some of those longtime players some new goals to try and reach. The rewards that you get for each brawler at the end of each season is now going to be based on reaching certain trophy milestones instead of just half of the trophies that you earn after 50% or after 500 trophies. Now you can actually see this by clicking on your brawler's rank after passing 500 trophies, and as you can see here, all brawlers that reach 550 trophies will be reset back to 525, which is at the end of the 2-week season. That's actually very similar to what it has been in the past, but rather than only getting 25 star points, you will be rewarded a bonus of 70 star points, guys. And as another example, if you push a brawler to 750 trophies, you'll gain 220 star points and be reset back to 625 at the end of the season. This pattern continues all the way up until 14,000 trophies. If you pass 14,000 trophies, your brawler will be reset to 950 trophies and you'll be given a reward of 480 star points. This is an increase in star points all of the way up to 1,460 trophies. And if you guys are pushing past that point, I don't know, like, you should probably take a break. And of course, the bonus star points are even higher at lower trophy ranges. However, I should note, the brawlers below 550 trophies will actually not get any star point bonuses. So if you want to maximize rewards with minimal effort, the minimum thing you should do each 2 weeks is you should focus on pushing each brawler to 550 trophies every season at least. This will definitely allow for more players to earn more star points each season and will promote playing multiple different brawlers at a time. I know a lot of my viewers probably aren't past 500 trophies with many of your brawlers, but this is going to definitely make a huge impact on those players like me who have not really bothered pushing your brawlers past 500 trophies. Now also, it'll obviously make it much easier for you to earn those highly exclusive skins like Golden Crow or Bow. Now this has been suggested multiple times, and Supercell has listened. We're getting it, guys. At the end of each 2-week season, Supercell will give you an offer of 1 big box for 500 star points and 1 mega box for 1,500 star points. And if you want to be able to buy each of those every season, all you have to do is push all 28 brawlers to 550 trophies and one of those brawlers to 600 trophies. Once they add a 29th brawler into the game, you'll be fine with just pushing each brawler to 550 trophies. So that's kind of what we'll base it off of. If you do that minimum each season, we're talking about 25 trophies for each brawler, or a total of 700 trophies for the whole season, or just 50 trophies a day. That is very doable if you're a skilled player, and even if you're not a skilled player, it should still be very doable, and that will be a huge benefit to helping progress your account for free. In fact, it's almost like getting an additional free box every single day. It's not quite, but it's close to that point. Okay guys, now let's talk about some changes coming to the map rotation before we talk about balance changes. First off guys, Brawl Ball is now going to be the only mode being played in slot 3. And now we will have slot 4, which will rotate between Heist, Siege, and Bounty. Now I know that the vast majority of my audience loves Brawl Ball the most and Siege the least out of all the 3v3 modes, but I have to be honest about my own personal feelings, and this is not a change that I am looking forward to. Brawl Ball, I know I'm crazy, I know, but Brawl Ball is my least favorite 3v3 mode, and I prefer Siege and Heist the most. I'm pretty bummed about this, and I really do understand that catering to the majority of the brawlers is probably the best, but you know, can't please everybody, right? Now there are also quite a few maps being removed and being added into the game. Gem Grab is getting a new map called Royal Flush. In Showdown, they're actually going to be removing Eye of the Storm, Thousand Lakes, Hot Point, and Skull Creek, and they're going to be adding Desert Vortex, Twisty Turns, and Barren Badlands into the mix. For Brawl Ball, they're going to be adding Field Goal and Bank Shot to the rotation And for bounty, they're actually removing Temple Ruins, Sunstroke, and Burning Sands. And then they're adding Overgrown Oasis instead. For heist, they're removing Beach Combers and Side Story. And in Siege, they're removing Mecha Match, Straight Shot, and Assembly Attack. Now let's talk about balance changes, which you might think is best for last, you know, just depending on what you think. Starting off is Carl, who's receiving a buff to his attack speed. His base and power throw are now going to be harder to dodge. Additionally, Carl's protective pirouette is being buffed 33%, and meaning that his shielding is going from 30% to 40%. Now, both of these changes make a lot of sense. Carl has been pretty difficult to push without power throw because his attack is just so slow, and protective pirouette has been much less useful than power throw. Colt's slick boots is being buffed 25%. The speed increase is going from 8% to 10%. And if you ask me, this isn't really very much of a big change. Colt will be slightly faster than Frank, El Primo, and the other tanks, but he'll still be slower than Mortis, Crow, and Leon. However, Slick Boots certainly was the lesser pick star power, so it's better than nothing, I guess. We'll have to see. I think that it's going to need another buff if it's going to be able to compete with Magnum Special. Now, Pam's Mama's Squeeze is getting buffed by 67%. The damage per second is being increased from 300 to 500. Additionally, Pam's Mama's Hug is being buffed 33%. The healing per hit is increasing from 30 to 40, and both of these are pretty sizable buffs in comparison to what the star powers currently are. Mama's Squeeze will be a lot more menacing if you find yourself in it, and Mama's Hug is going from a possible healing of 270 to 360 per attack, which is better. I think that Mama's Squeeze is going to be the better pick, while Mama's Hug will still be relatively useless, because that's not a whole lot of healing. Now, Bo's Circling Eagle is being buffed by 50%. His sight in bushes is going from a 2-tile radius to a 3-tile radius, and I'm actually really excited about this change. This is what his star power used to be, and it put Supercell in a weird spot because Bo is like super strong on some bushy maps and super weak on non-bushy maps. Now that he has 2 star powers to choose from, this is going to be really cool. I'm excited to see this in play. Brock's Incendiary is being buffed by 33%. The damage per second is going from 300 to 400. This is a decent buff, and while I still think that rocket number 4 is better in like most situations, there might be some benefit to actually using it in Heist, where Brock's rockets will actually deal an additional 200 damage to the Heist safe. Tick's attack radius is being buffed by 11%. Now it will be possible to hit all 3 mines on a single target, with either auto-aiming or sometimes just manually aiming. Additionally, this will increase Tick's effective range to be 12 tiles long, which is 2 entire tiles further than Piper's. Now, while that's really amazing, I think the fact that Tick will be able to consistently deal more damage I think that that's going to make Tick much easier to play, and it's going to be harder to dodge his shots. El Primo's El Fuego is being buffed by 25%. That damage is being increased from 800 to 1000 damage. Now that additional 200 is nice, but it's only 40% of one of El Primo's single punches, so I don't actually think that it will impact things too much. Now Frank's Sponge is being buffed by 10%. It's being increased from 1000 additional health to 1100 additional health. This is a decent buff, but I still think the Power Grab is going to continue to be the better option of the two. Rosa's health is being buffed by 4%. Overall, this is an increase from her base health of 5,000 to 5,200 health, which means that she'll have a total health at max level of 7,280. This isn't a huge buff, but Rosa was already a pretty decent brawler. I think that she really struggled because so many players were playing Band-Aid Shelly, and this will help Rosa become even better. Spike's Fertilize is being buffed by 20%. The healing per second is going from 500 to 600. Now Fertilize was already a pretty awesome star power, but I think that adding more healing will make it much better. Now Spike's Curveball is really good, and I think that in order for Brawl Stars to like really increase the viability of Fertilize, they might want to consider increasing the duration of it to make it so it will add just like one more tick of healing. Now Terra's Healing Shade is going to have an improvement to its AI. It's no longer going to heal brawlers at full health. The health of her other star power is being buffed by 25%, going from 2,400 to 3,000 health. Now I like both of these changes a lot, but I like Healing Shades even better. I've played it and it's It's really good. It's now going to be much better at actively healing your team and is definitely an excellent choice. BB's batting stance is being buffed by 33% and shielding is going from 30% to 40%. This will be beneficial, but BB's speed from her home run is just so good and makes her such a strong brawler. We'll have to see if this will actually impact things. I'm not sure what will happen in the competitive meta. Leon's Invisi-Heal is being buffed by 33%, meaning that healing per second is going from 600 to 800 healing per second, and that's a total of 1400 healing because of the last 7 seconds. That's crazy. I actually wouldn't be surprised if this made Invisi-Heal a comparable option to Smoke Trails. Now, Shelly's Band-Aid is being nerfed by 60%, guys. The healing is being reduced from 5,040 to only 2,000 healing. Thank you, Supercell. Thank you. I think that this will be a strong star power, but it won't nearly be as overbearing as the one that made, it made Shelly the most played brawler in almost every single mode. Now with this change, once Shelly reaches 2016 health, which is where that 40% health lands, she'll be healed to 4016 health, which is really good. This is like Shelly having 7,040 health in total, which is a much more balanced version of Shelly. Now, Mortis's Coil Snake is being nerfed by 25%. It's going from 2 times the dash length to 1.75 times the dash length when he does have that charged up. I mean, personally, I think that it's to be expected. His dash was incredibly strong. It was a ton of fun while it lasted. We'll have to see how this makes Mortis feel. I think that he'll still be pretty decent with this long range. It was a pretty long range. Poco's Screeching Solo is being nerfed by 17%. It's going from 1,200 damage to 1,000 damage when he actually is able to hit an enemy player with it. Once again, a very strong star power that did take a lot of players off guard and allowed Poco to thrive in metas that he typically wasn't very good at. I still think that it's going to be a very solid star power and probably the one that you're going to want to use most of the time. Daryl's Steel Hoops is also being nerfed by 17%. It's going from 30% shielding down to 25% shielding. And that sounds kind of crazy because, Daryl I consider to be a weaker brawler, but his regular attack is actually getting a little bit of a rework that I think is going to make him a much stronger brawler. It is now going to attack both shots directly from the center, similar to how Bull's attack is from the center, Shelly's attack is from the center. This is going to make it much easier for Daryl to consistently land damage to enemy players, especially when they're right up next to him. And that, I think, is going to justify this change to Daryl. It's going to make it less of a requirement for you to have his star power and make it easier for you to push him overall. Piper's Snappy Sniping is being nerfed by 20%. The additional reload that she gets when she hits a target is going from 0.5 down to 0.4. Additionally, Piper's Ambush is being buffed by 25%, where the damage increase is going from 400 to 500 when she's in a bush at max range. I think this is really solid. Snappy Sniping was just downright overpowered, and this will definitely tone it down just a bit. Now, rather than being able to fire off 5 quick shots if she hits her targets, she can now only fire off 4 before having to wait to reload. And even then, she'll most likely still be able to hit off that 5th one, but then the 6th one that she was able to get after just waiting a little bit will be less likely as well. I think that the buff to Ambush is good, but I don't think that it's going to be enough to justify playing it over Snappy Sniping, which Snappy Sniping, if you're a skilled Piper, it's incredibly strong. And then of course, guys, Jean's Pat on the Back is being replaced by Spirit Slap. Now when Jean's super is fully charged, he now deals plus 300 damage with his main attack. Now when his attacks are actually split off when they break off, each little flame will deal an additional 50 damage. In total, this is a 21% buff to Jean's attack, and it works perfectly with Jean's super because it should be stored away and saved for the right moment, which means that Jean should have this buff a lot of the time. I think that the developers came up with an excellent star power that really works with Jean's mechanics and will also help him survive better in those solo situations. And that is what is coming in this next Brawl Stars update. Let me know what you guys are most excited for aside from 8-bit. Obviously, new brawlers are the most exciting. And then of course, guys, make sure you follow me on Twitch so you don't miss any of my streams. And for now, guys, this is KairosTime ticking by, and we will see you in the update.